What's good, duelists? This your boy Rogue Scientist here with another video. As I mentioned in the previous video, I was gonna share with you the last minute changes I made to my deck for Tinley Park's Tourney on Thursday, which I came in 8th place, which I had predicted that was going to happen. These two cards are really good, and I just recently picked them up on the day of the tournament, and just wanted to splash and try them out. So the two cards I put in, I put one in the side and one in the main deck, is this card. This card is bonkers, especially if you recognize what I have in my side deck. If you don't know what's in my side deck, check out the previous 2 or 3 videos for the live twin deck profile, and you'll see what I have in my side deck to incorporate cards like this. So I'll run 2 copies of this bad guy right here, Lord of the Heavenly Prison. This card is nuts after I, got the time to sit down and look at it, and thanks to the help of a good vendor and friend of mine. Shout outs to him for selling me a playset at a decent price. And before we begin on this video, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more of Rogue Scientist's IQ, tech, and content. So I run 2 copies of this card, and this card is really good. One in the main, one in the side deck. And also I'm going to share with you combos focusing on the live twin deck profile. Remember, this is the budget version of the decks that they're actually playing, because most live twin decks play the meta cards like Forbidden Droplets and Triple Tactics Talent and some other meta staples that I don't have in my deck. But it does compete with the cards in my deck. And once I get those, like I mentioned before, I'm going to post an update and give you guys on, if you want to hit this route with the meta. Sometimes, most of the times, in order to beat meta, you got to have meta. But you really don't have to rely on meta cards to win. You can rely on your own methods and cheaper alternatives to beat meta. And that's exactly what I am here for, to show you guys the cheaper alternatives, even if you picked up the decks yourself beforehand and all you needed was a few pieces here and there. I did not add the third Kiss a Kill yet. I believe I misplaced my third. I got to find it, but I'm still going to go with the 2 because my main focus is I don't want to have that many live twins in my deck. So a balance of 4 of each of the sisters, which is the two regular Kiss a Kill and 2 Kiss a Kill Frost, but 3 Leela and 1 Leela Treat. So a ratio of 8 live twin monsters. Well, total of 9 if you're counting Evil Twins, Kiss a Kill, and Leela. So let us begin this combo so that you can have ideas on how to play the deck instead of what you normally see, because I know there are other tutorials out there that have their twist and showcase on the live twin deck, but I play it different from what they're used to playing. Concepts are the same. That's how the deck works. There's no changes in terms of starters, finishers, however you want to finish it, but this is going to focus on based off what you have in your hand. So let's begin. So let's see what our hand looks like. Remember, this deck is built solely to go first, but you can also go off on go second too, because you got enough interruptions to cripple your opponent to a degree that they have to set a couple and pass. But it's mainly a go first. If you lose a die roll, there's no, there's no end of the world. Even I still won my matches by losing a die roll and going second. So it depends on how you play your deck. And I hope this video helps you out on what route you can go to. And that'll be pretty much it. Before I begin, I also added one card to my extra deck. So I don't think I'm playing the Xyz, but I'm just gonna go full link. I'm running also running Lina the Light Charmer, Lustrous. So once the dark link of her comes out, I'm running that too to get rid of the to replace my Baguska. So I'm just gonna go full link. So I replace her with a Biz Dweller, and once the dark one comes out, I'm gonna replace her with Baguska. Replace Baguska with her, the dark one. Okay. All right, the deck is nice and fully shuffled. Remember, let's see what we got. Ash, Backup Secretary, Call By. Let's see if we get a starter. Artifact Sanctum. Come on, starter. 2 Sanctums. So if he was going first, this hand is okay. It's not the best, but you really can't get your full setup. But what can you do? But other than, okay, I got 1 interruption, 2 interruption, keep 1 in the hand and pass. So if you know they're playing extra deck heavy, they rely on the extra deck, just wait till they summon like more than 1 monster, maybe at least 2, and then go ahead and spraying this on them. So if they happen to have Ash, you can just call by the grave, because who wants to get ashed? I sure don't. I don't even like Ash. I don't like Ash. I hate Ash with a passion. We got our Artifact Scythe, and they're locked out of the extra deck. Okay, but if they didn't have an Ash, then you pretty much got a backup interruption. So if they try to go for like that major search, you still got your interruption. There's your Ash, and they can't do nothing but pass turn. So now when you draw your card, you got a starter. The only problem is she's not Cyburst for the Backup Secretary play. But you can at least get a kiss a kill on the field, but it's not gonna do too much. So if you want to lock your opponent out, you got another Sanctum. So when they go and try to do something else, you can just spray the Sanctum on there again. Remember, I'm just showing you alternatives and things that you can do if this was an actual interaction. I'm sorry if it's upside down, but you pretty much got the jizz of it. So you got your 2 Sanctum. Go ahead and get some more shuffle. And I'm also planning on replacing Book of Lunar Eclipse with 1 Spice that I kind of feel that will go perfectly with the deck, and it will lock your opponents from Link and Synchro if their monsters are face down, and that is Swords of Concealing Light, because they can't change the battle position. So you lock them out. They're getting a little heated and pissed because they can't use their extra deck, but who cares? So now we can actually play something. So where are we going to go with this? We can actually play. There are so many possibilities. Now I got 2 Leelas, 1 Treat, 1 regular, and a Backup Secretary. So I'm guaranteed 2 summons. But the thing is, where to go with it? So let's see here. You go regular Kiss a Kill. You defect the backup secretary. You're going to link these off. Link the secretary and the regular Kiss a Kill. And then go for, I'm sorry. Then you go for your evil twin Kiss a Kill. And then use Kiss a Kill in your 2. If you want to go battle phase, that's fine, because you got pretty much more on board. So this is a total of 55 damage. Then go main phase 2. Link these 3 off. And there's your Trouble Sunny. And then you can pretty much pass on that. You got an interruption, but that interruption only you just tribute it to special summon your Kiss a Kill, but that really doesn't do anything if you don't have the sister. So let's see what our next card is. We got Sunny Snitch for the setup, but that would either your opponent will already be dead, or he probably pretty much got an out for you. But that's pretty much, that hand is considered like the worst thing possible. But at the same time, your opponent will probably scoop since he was locked out as extra deck for 2 turns. So you can kind of, that'll be like a close game 1, but it'll be in your victory. So let's see what game 2 looks like. Game 2 or game 3. So this is weird, real world testing. If you run into like bricks for the first or second time, it's a rare occasion that it bricks, but it's more consistent the more you get to use it. All right, let's go. Let's go. What's our 5 cards? 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can see this hand, I got full combo. If we're going second, then this is a really good hand, depending on what they have on their field. But you can still go off. Because if this was to get ashed, imperm, or negated, you still got secret password and live twin home for follow-up. And all you gotta do is just pitch your small world. But if you don't, you can use your small world, use this. Let's just see what happens. Since I got Monster Reborn, I really don't need to get Evil Twin Challenge. Cause I'm finna show you how to play this hand. Let's just say none of this got negated. I'm going to show you how to play this hand. Let's just go secret password. For some reason, if your opponent bricks on their turn 1, I feel sorry for them on your turn. Let's just go secret password. I already got my Kiss a Kill live and ready. Secret password. Sunny Snitch. That's graveyard. Sunny Snitch is going to give me. Especially if my opponent says, I can't. Go right ahead. I ain't got no response. I'm going to get a Kiss a Kill Frost for an extra summon and a follow-up. So it goes normal summon, Kiss a Kill. I mean, in this case, you can go Kiss a Kill for Leela Treat. So, I mean, it's better to keep the ratios. It's always better to get their alternative. If you summon her, get the alternative Leela. Get Leela Treat. If you summon the regular Leela, get Kiss a Kill Frost for your draw setup. But you always want to have that balance in your deck of the live twin Cyberses. It's better to get rid of the other type. So That's done. And before you go, then you got your Kiss and Kill Frost. But I'm gonna use Frost and Treat. Use Frost and Treat. For a Kiss and Kill. If I want to go full extension, I just go. This will, remember, this will lock me out of. This can lock me out of. If you use Lad Twin Home, you just bring out Alila, but it locks you in Evil Twins. But since I want to go my same route, I just go Monster Reborn. Remember, I have not used this effect yet. Go Monster Reborn. Well, I might as well bring out the sister. Link these two off. Masquerena. Now I use the effect, and after this resolves, I'm locked into Fiends. Out of all your links, you only get 4 monsters that are. You only got 3 monsters that are not Fiend, which is her, Access Code Talker, and the Light Charmer. You can even exceed something for Baguska because Baguska is a Fiend. So I got her out. Now I'm going to go into my combo. Link. Standard. Standard right there. Use her effect. Bring out Kisekiu. Use her effect to draw. And what we draw? Frost. If you want, you can. You really don't need her. And this is where this come in at. You can do one of two things. You can go for a backup secretary. But since I want a follow-up turn and stop my opponent, I'm going to go Small World. Reveal. I don't need you. Reveal backup secretary. These two are going to get banished, and I get my Search for Light attribute. And the one I'm going to get, just so I can prevent my opponent from playing, Artifact Sight. Now these two gets banished face down. You reveal this, show this because you're going for the light attribute. These two getting banished to search for your scythe. So now you got to follow up. So this is your board right now. Let's go ahead and shuffle. Keep in mind, her effect is already used to bring out the Leela from Graveyard, so her effect has been fulfilled. Hers, on the other hand, has not been used. So we're going to use It Masquerena and Kisekiu. Doesn't matter where. You're going to go Abomination, since it was some in there. I prefer it to be up here, but this is okay. And not only that, Abomination is protected from destruction of card effects. Now we can use the effect of Leela to bring back the Kisekiu. And then we will link these two off for Sunny Snitch. I made for Trouble Sunny. And then we're going to set the artifact scythe. It may be Lad Twin home, but I prefer to keep it in my hand so that to avoid any future destructions in past turn. So if your opponent sees this, he's like, okay, I got nothing to do, or what can I do? I'm going to take 200, and he's going to gain 200 every time I summon. And he got an interruption. He got an interruption, a pending interruption, and 2 more pending interruptions plus 1. So if he goes for his search, since you control that, he got to have the search. Banish that on resolution. Draw your card. And that is a Lad Twin home. So I got 2 Lad Twin homes in hand. And let's see what our opponent does. So if he does something like summon 2 monsters and you want to stop that, you can. Especially his power play. You just go use the effect on summon so that they won't activate effects. Use this on summon. Tribute that. Summon your Kissekil and your Leela. Your Kissekil and Leela. I usually go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. I mean, it doesn't matter what you go, but it doesn't matter which chain you activate, but it's usually me Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. I draw a card, which is a Desires. Chain Link 2 for their pop. Resolution, this pop. Resolution, since you pop your back row scythe, it gets special summon on their turn, and they're locked out of extra deck summoning. And every time they summon, they still take 200, and I'm going to still gain 200 because I still got Evil Twins on the field. So if they want to go bold and like, okay, I'm just going to destroy one, they can. They can, but however, they got to be cautious because if they destroy one of these in battle, that sets its effect off to pop one of their cards if they got any. Or destroy the attacking monster. Because normally most players like to set. Most players like to set on their main phase too. So let's just, if they did pop this, then Abomination is going to pop their cards. But if they didn't, then you can go in phase, use this effect, pop their stuff or one of yours. But in my case, I will pop her and go into draw phase. I pull the Cyanide Mining. Standby main, use her effect. Go Kissekil, her effect to draw. I'll draw Sky Prison. And I'm going to do it on purpose for main phase 1. Because I honestly don't want to use Pot of Desires. So what I would do is, I'm going to have a setup. Reveal Heavenly Prison. If I activate a spell or trap, he comes on the field and I get to set a spell or trap. I believe it can be activated the turn it's set, except quick play spell cards. Quick play spells and traps cannot be activated the turn it's set. But a normal spell card you can get. So let me just double check. So it says if a set spell or trap card is activated, except during the damage step, spell summons card. And then if you activate this effect while this card is revealed, you can reveal and set one spell trap directly from your deck, but banish it during the end phase of the next turn. So what I would do is, okay, reveal that, set my Cyanide Mining, activate it. Sure, let's pitch a Lad Twin home and get out. We can get out either Lad Twin or another backup secretary. Sure, let's just have this on hand. Okay, then the resolution, while she's in your hand, he comes out on the field. Put him in attack mode. His effect would kick off. And what I would go through, if I really want to piss my opponent off, put Sanctum face down. Put Sanctum, either Lunar, Impermanence, Small World, or if I just want to extend, I can. Call by the Grave, Secret Password, another Sanctum. But in this case, I would go for Challenge. However, since I want to stop my opponent from playing, let's just go with the Sanctum. I really don't care if it gets banished. Don't care if it gets banished.
I think I'll drop a card.
Alright, now what do we do from here? Alright, let's make some plays. Since she came out, I'm still locked into Fiends because I used Leela to special summon her. So what do we do? Let's go. Let's do the 2-in-1. You really want to piss your opponent off? Watch this. Nah, let's not use her because she came out from her effect. But I haven't used her effect. We go this route. These two. Let's go like Nightmare Unicorn. I really don't need it. Pitch the second home to spin. And then draw a card. We drew into an Ash. Perfect. Use Kisikil to summon back the Leela. If they got a card on the field, fine, you can pop it. If they got more than one, just pop. Follow up with another pop. And then at this point, we really can't link summon for the fact that it's better if I do it this way. These two right here, because I want to have at least a room to link summon. You really can't link summon because he's down here, and that would open up room for more links. But I can actually go. It don't matter. Let's go. Because I already got my setup. Let's go. Sure, let's go these two. Let's go these two. Because that's 3 and 2. Let's go these two for Griffin. Griffin, I'm going to pitch my desires. Because keep in mind, I'm looking for follow-ups. I can set my Monster Reborn. Set my Monster Reborn. Since he's linked, draw a card. And we another that. This may or may not work. And then, let's go for the normal summon. Because either way, you still got plays. If you want to link, you really can't link her. Because you need a link arrow that points this way. But what can you do? What to do, huh? You either get rid of him, but you want to keep him because he's your starter. So even with this board, you can still win. Or you can just leave it. If you want a plus, that's fine. You can also leave it just the way it is for extras. So now it's time for battle phase. Let's just say you attack with your Griffin. Their field should be clear by now because you had 3 pops already. But if not, they got a card or 2 on the field. One of these must destroy a monster. So in this case, Griffin's going to destroy a monster. His effect to pop. You attack with 3,011 another 3,000. And then, instead of going your main phase 2, if they survive, you can't activate the set Monster Reborn or the Saint Sanctum because it's a trap card unless you have cards like, I don't know, like a Temple of the Kings, then you can activate it. But it's there for your opponent. And then, during the end phase, you get to pop a card, but you're pretty much straight. You're pretty much straight on this end. So, what to do now? Okay. But you got your setup though. So if your opponent comes through and does something, well, you can either pop this, but you ain't got no follow to come back. But that's what this Monster Reborn for. You can either pop your own Abomination for setup, but I'd rather keep him on the field, link him off, and then bring him back. So if your opponent does anything, it doesn't matter. Just go main phase 1. I'm just gonna bring you right there to have card advantage. I draw a card, it's another Ash. You got another interruption. And then when they go in main phase 1, you just spraying this on them. Sanctum. If no response, guess what? They're locked. Scythe is on the field. And Merry Christmas. This is how my board usually look like, especially if I'm grinding. But this is how I usually look. But instead, this would be up here, this would be down here, type of thing. So pretty much my opponent ain't got nothing to do. So I would use his effect to pop whatever they got. Or I'll just pop this to get another card if I'm not be that greedy, and it'll be 2 small worlds. Draw phase in this. And then what I can do is I can actually go for the link. So how do we do that? I'm going to go him and Scythe. Since I didn't use none of their effects, Access Code Talker. Since I use Abomination, he gains +4, making him 63. Use these 2. Now I can do some link climbing for her. That's gone. Then Monster Reborn. This may seem like an overkill, but oh well. Monster Reborn for Abomination. Or if I don't want to go Abomination, I mean I only played 1, so go for Abomination, and then